You ever had 3 cop cars roll up to your vineyard, lights flashing, because your HOA neighbor thought she could bully you into shutting it down, only to learn your land's untouchable and she's the one breaking the law? That's what happened when Pamela Holt, our HOA president, sent police to my property, not knowing I'm outside her jurisdiction, and ended up in jail, paying for her own mistakes. I'm Tom Bennett. And this is how I turned her power trip into a legal smackdown that freed our neighborhood. Let's take you to Crestwood Valley, a quiet corner of Oregon where rolling hills meet cookie-cutter suburbs, and the HOA's got a rule for everything: grass height, mailbox color, you name it. After 30 years in the Marines, I retired here, chasing a dream. My own vineyard, rows of grapes stretching under the sun, bottles of wine I'd craft with my hands. I found 20 acres just outside the Crestwood HOA boundaries. Perfect for Pinot Noir, free from clipboard tyrants. I spent months studying soil, planting vines, building something real, something mine. Those early days were bliss, waking at dawn. Dirt under my nails, the quiet hum of possibility. I thought I'd left conflict behind, but then Pamela showed up, and peace went out the window. It started with a certified letter, HOA logo glaring, landing in my mailbox like a grenade. Pamela, the HOA president, called my vineyard an eyesore, claiming my tilled fields and young vines were tanking property values. She demanded I stop farming, restore the land to natural grass, or face fines. I read it, chuckled, and tossed it in the trash. My deed, survey maps, and lawyer's letter were clear. My land's outside the HOA, untouchable by their rules. I figured she'd back off once she checked her maps, but Pamela wasn't built for backing down. She's in her 60s, always in a navy blazer like she's running a corporate board, not a suburb. 7 years as president made her a petty dictator, measuring hedges with rulers, fining folks for unapproved flower pots. My vineyard, thriving just beyond her reach, must have driven her nuts. A symbol of freedom she couldn't control. The letters kept coming, each nastier than the last. Fines, lawsuits, community sanctions for violating fake rules like aesthetic harmony. I ignored them, tending my vines, but Pamela escalated. She started calling county code enforcement, claiming I had illegal structures, ran an unlicensed business. Inspectors came, poked around, saw my permits, and left, no violations. Each failed complaint made her madder. Her black sedan creeping by my fields, Pamela glaring, phone glued to her ear. I'd wave, half smirking, knowing she was wasting her breath, but deep down, I felt the weight. This wasn't just annoying, it was personal, her trying to snuff out my dream because I wouldn't bow. I'm not a guy who seeks fights, but 30 years in uniform taught me you don't let bullies win. And Pamela was about to learn that the hard way. The breaking point hit one Tuesday morning, me checking vines for mildew, when I spot her sedan parked at my property's edge. Pamela gesticulating like she's directing a SWAT team. An hour later, 3 police cruisers roll up, lights flashing, gravel crunching, a show meant to scare me. Pamela's right behind, leaping out, clipboard in hand, strutting like she's won. I wipe my hands, walk over, calm as ever, while she's practically vibrating with glee. The lead officer, Sergeant Alvarez, a grizzled guy with tired eyes, steps up, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. "Mr. Bennett, we got a complaint, zoning violations, HOA infractions," he says, almost apologetic. Pamela chimes in, voice shrill. "He's destroying property values. Illegal farming, no permits." I smile, nod at Alvarez. "Gentlemen, you're wasting your time. Let me grab something." I fetch a folder from my truck. Deed, maps, lawyer's letter, all proving my land's free of HOA control. I hand it over, watching Alvarez's face shift from duty to irritation. He studies the papers, cross-checks boundaries, then turns to Pamela, who's still nodding like a bobblehead. "Ma'am, this property's outside your HOA. You've got no say here." Her jaw drops, eyes bulging, like the world just tilted. "That's impossible," she screeches, thrusting her own folder, emails, photos, a handwritten violation list at him. "He's breaking every rule." Alvarez cuts her off, voice firm. "Filing false complaints with us is serious, ma'am. You're tying up resources." Pamela's face goes ghost white, clipboard trembling, as the cops pack up, leaving her stranded in her own trap. I'm not gloating yet, but inside, I'm buzzing. She thought she'd break me, but she just handed me the win. I don't let it sit. I call my lawyer, Sarah Kim, a property law shark who's tangled with HOAs before. Sarah got an HOA nut sending cops to my vineyard, wasting their time. I send her everything: Pamela's letters, my deed, a video from my gate camera showing her staking out my land. Sarah's thrilled, smelling blood. This is harassment, Tom, plus misuse of public resources. We'll bury her. She drafts a cease and desist detailing Pamela's campaign. Threats, false complaints, cop calls, all illegal. It cites Oregon property law, misuse of emergency services, and warns of a lawsuit if she doesn't stop. We fire it off to Pamela, the HOA board, and the county attorney, a shot across the bow. Within a day, my phone rings. Pamela, voice shaking, spitting venom. You're a troublemaker, Tom. You'll ruin this community. I stay cool, hit record. I'm taping this, Pamela. Keep talking, it's great for my case. Click, she hangs up, probably realizing she's digging deeper. Word spreads fast. Neighbors, long cowed by Pamela's reign, start whispering, her measuring their lawns, finding kids' chalk art, threatening single moms over mailbox decals. My lawsuit lights a fuse, and they find their nerve, sharing stories on the neighborhood X group, emails flying. The HOA board, spooked by legal bills and bad PR, calls an emergency meeting, and it's a circus, 50 residents crammed in, not just Pamela's cronies. She tries to spin it, claiming I'm a threat to standards. But I'm ready, folder in hand. I lay out the facts. My land's free, her complaints were lies, her cop call a felony. Then the dam breaks. Old Mr. Hayes, 78, stands, voice cracking, telling how Pamela fined him for early newspapers. Jenny, a young mom, chokes up, saying Pamela threatened her over sidewalk drawings. One by one, they speak, years of fear pouring out. And I feel it, the room shifting, a community waking up. Pamela's pale, stammering, her blazer looking like a costume now, not armor. The board, sweating under the heat, votes unanimously. Pamela's out, banned from leadership, an investigation into her HOA spending launched. Sarah doesn't stop there. She builds a case: harassment, false reports, resource misuse, and the county attorney bites. Pamela's charged with 3 counts of filing false police reports, 1 count of misusing emergency services. Felonies that could have tied up real emergencies. The HOA's on the hook too, coughing up $16,000 for my legal fees, issuing a public apology, and overhauling rules to curb future Karens. Residents grumble at the fee hike, but they're relieved Pamela's gone, her empire dust. I turn the mess into something good, hosting a Vineyard open house, inviting everyone to see what she tried to kill. Neighbors swarm in, tasting my first Pinot, asking about grapes, some ordering cases for later. Mr. Hayes sips, grinning, saying, "This beats her fines." Jenny's kids run through the vines, free, happy. It's not just wine. It's proof we won, turning Pamela's eyesore into our pride. The legal hammer falls fast. Pamela's trial's no contest. My folder, her call logs, my recording bury her. The judge, stern, lays it out: 6 months in county jail, 3 years probation, $12,000 in restitution for cop costs. Pamela grips the table, white-knuckled, her blazer swapped for a jumpsuit, finally seeing her game's real-world price. She's out of Crestwood now, house sold to cover debts. Her name a local punchline, Vineyard Karen, trending on X. The HOA's new board, led by Jenny, plans tastings, not terror, and the neighborhood's alive, porches blooming, kids' chalk art everywhere. No rulers in sight. I'm back in my fields, pruning vines, sun warm on my back, feeling lighter, not because Pamela's locked up, but because we broke her spell. Those days facing cops, nights with Sarah's briefs, they weren't just for me. They were for every neighbor she scared silent, for the grape she couldn't crush. But here's what keeps me up: Pamela's folder. Stuffed with evidence nobody saw, felt too organized, like she had help. Was she a lone bully, or part of a bigger HOA machine? Her complaints, those letters, too slick for one woman's grudge. Did I win a battle, or start a war? Drop a comment, share your HOA horror stories. Tell me what you do with cops at your door over nothing. Is this justice, or a vine too tough to pull? Hit like if you're Team Bennett, share if you know someone who needs to hear it. This is Tom, signing off from Crestwood Valley, where the grapes grow free, and the Karens don't call the shots.